And we're on live.
Jeez.
We're on live like Saturday Night Live.
I'm
Mr. Isaiah, how are you doing today, brother?
good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a blessing to have you back on here. I know the first time we tried to get you on here, there was a little bit of issues, but that's why we had to make it happen now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, things
when we
happen,
start off,
right?
of course, technical difficulties happen when you're working in tech, right?
For sure.
You know what I mean? But let's just start off with a check-in. How are you doing today? How are you on a 1 to 10?
Oh, honestly, probably about a 9. It's a little cold right now. I have to turn down the AC, but well, things are going pretty well. How are you?
Okay, you're on a 9. Hopefully, by the end of the interview, you get to a 10. Myself, I'm on a 10, I would say. Just the opportunity to be able to be here and have this conversation with you as far as your journey, get to know a bit of your story. That's keeping me in good spirits. The weather's kind of sunny. I sometimes the houses and buildings do get kind of cold because they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel the need to turn on any heat because it's not winter
Yeah,
yet. But we just got to do what we got to do.
we
But
do.
you know what I mean? Let's not get too long winded. My first question for you, sir, is what were you doing before C? Yeah.
So before C, I was actually working at Toronto's Rec Room as a
Hmm.
cashier.
Okay.
Just yeah, I was just kind of chilling, just trying to make money, and then
Yeah.
figure out my next steps in trying to get a career.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
would you consider that one of those jobs where it's not really your passion, you're just working it for the paycheck?
basically yeah. There was, I yeah, that's really what it was. It was a cashier at an arcade. Like I definitely had a good time, enjoyed working with the people there, but like there was no career path that I saw for myself while working there.
Mm, a lot of us work jobs just for the money, but that those jobs don't add to our heartbeat in any form of way. And my friend told
Mm-hmm.
me before, when you're working a job that doesn't uh, go with your heartbeat, you're running life on a bad pace, and
Yeah.
it's never really going to work out. So I'm assuming that when you were working that position where you were just working it for nothing but the paycheck, yeah, you were enjoying it for whatever it was, but it was strictly for the paycheck. I'm guessing when you saw the C program, you were like, yo, this is where I need to be.
Yeah, actually, while I actually saw the C program while I was working there, someone had sent me one of the online flyers, and then
Hmm.
I was like, "Whoa, this is like almost an unreal opportunity." To be honest, like you don't get a lot of internships that are willing to first teach you a new skill, and then you get a job and an opportunity to be in like a new field. Like usually the tech field, they want like years of experience before you can even get like a good paid job. So when I
Hmm.
saw the C opportunity, I was actually nervous at first. I was like, dang, like can I really get in something like this? But like I was just like, just gotta do it, gotta try it. I was like, this is to to go from there to where I am now. It's honestly been like one big blessing.
So, with that being said, you were working a job where you were just doing it for the paycheck. You saw someone promoting a C Tech flyer, and then you're like,
Mhm.
yo, I need to get involved into this industry. And then you got involved. And what gave you the courage to sign up, even though you were doubtful? And how was your experience with the program?
So my cousin, uh, she's also a creative, and like she from the time I graduated high school, she was like one of the ones who was always in my corner trying to, and I told her like I want to be in this field. She was always like telling me different things and like sending me things to look into and stuff. So she's the one who sent me the flyer, and then like I was even talking to her. I was like, do you even think like I'm good enough to apply something like this? And she kept like encouraging me. She helped me
Hmm.
like with the application and everything.
Hmm.
So that's where I really got the courage to like apply for the program. And sorry, what
So
was
I
the other part
guess,
of the
well, before I even get to the other part, I guess having good friends is definitely the way to go about life. To have friends that will encourage you in elements and parts of life where you feel a bit doubtful of yourself, would you say?
Oh, 100%. If you don't have someone in your corner telling you you can do it, you're never going to believe that you can do it. Like you self motivation is definitely something you need, but to hear from somebody else who believes in
It
you and wants
validates
to
what you already
be
feel. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, and it doesn't make you seem like you're just bigging yourself up for nothing. You're not fooling yourself. It's like you see it, and somebody else sees it in you.
That's because as we talk, I just want to make sure people are able to capture some gems, and that's a big gem. We just spoke on, self motivation is good. It's good to have positive affirmations and believe in yourself. But when you hang around those people who believe in you too, not only are you being a friend to you, but you have friends who are a friend to your spirit, a friend to your energy, and who will motivate you and push you to do things where you didn't think you could do. Because sometimes, man, if you didn't have that friend to push you, maybe you wouldn't have applied, right? So it's as simple as the friends that we keep around us definitely have an impactful role into our lives. And with that being said, your friend encouraged you to do it. You got into the programming. How was your experience with the C program?
So I think we were the first Digitech program, and it was a pretty cool experience. I've never honestly, up from when I graduated school till I got in the program, I've never been in a room full of creatives around my age, and especially not a creative full of Black people. So it was definitely cool to just see a room full of like-minded people, but also people who think very differently and people who are known for expressing themselves, and everyone does it kind of differently. It was cool to see everybody's work. It was on it for C to bring together a group like that. That was the most. I don't really know how to describe it. It just felt it was such a comforting thing just to be around people like that. And as we were going through the program, Yao and Jess, they did a good job of keeping our spirits high, making sure everyone knew their worth as Black people going into a business, and making sure everyone knew they were there for a reason. It's not because they're getting a handout or something. We deserve to be here. So overall, the experience with the program was good. As the first tech program, obviously we ran into some hiccups. But I'm the type of guy who I'm gonna roll with the punches. I said it all the time whenever I was talking to everybody. As much as some things went wrong, I knew if I could if I like to teach, even if something's small, I like to treat it like it's the worst thing that can happen. So my mentality is okay, the computers keep freezing. If we can get past this, if this is the worst it's going to be, I can get past this hurdle. Everything else from here is just going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
And I just carried that mentality with me, rolled with the punches, and I'm all the better for it.
Yeah. Having because a lot of people have skill but don't have the right mindset. And when it comes to a mindset, you thinking to yourself, I'm gonna roll with the punches. That's not a skill that everybody has. Because you see, think you're working in tech, there's gonna come with technical difficulties. It's one word or the other. So just in general, life will not always go as planned as much as we wanted to. So I applaud you for having that mindset skill that says I'm going to make it happen. That no matter what happens, I'm going to push through, which is why you got a chance to be called an alumni today because you pushed through. But now I'm wondering, what were those challenges that you had to persevere through to become an alumni as you were in the program?
So one of the biggest ones was, unfortunately for us, our original teacher got an amazing opportunity to go work, I believe, in Europe. So, and it was really close to our final weeks in the program, and we were all like, "Yo, what's gonna happen? Are we gonna be able to get another teacher on such short notice? Are they gonna be?" Because we really like the first guy. So is he going? Or is the person coming in after him going to be able to relate to us as well as him? Are we going to be prepared for what comes next with this big hiccup in the way? But we were able to get another teacher. He was a cool guy too. So that was just another punch that we had to roll with.
Hey, sometimes people need to grow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are in our lives for a season, and
Mm-hmm.
we need to make sure that we extract the reason that they're in there, because they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to be either for forever. So as long as you have a teacher present, make sure to take the time to learn, because they
Mm-hmm.
have to go teach to another student, or they might have to be the professor to another classroom. So it's unfortunate it happened, but it's a blessing
Yeah.
for one, and you know what I mean. But altogether, I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad you were able to have a teacher that you could feel free to confide in and have a great close connection with. And I'm sure as you go to in your journey, that will always be somebody you credit to as a source of help. And but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like we said, sometimes we gotta just pull as much from people as we can as they're in our presence, and that's what we're trying to do as long as we have you here. So
Mm-hmm.
to anybody who is contemplating about joining a C program, but who's doubtful, kind of like you were, who may not have a great friend to give them that sense of encouragement, what would you tell them? Because they may be watching right now.
Honestly, like you just gotta do it because you're never gonna know what you can do until you
Mm-hmm.
do it. And that's like something that was said to me. Like the worst thing that C could have said to me when I replied is no,
No.
right?
Yeah.
And like if that's the case, then I have to pick myself back up and keep going. But like you're never going to know what they're going to say until you try. And to anybody who's contemplating applying, like do it. Like I know from being around C a lot, they really enjoy seeing like the number of applicants and people just willing to try. And like if you just apply, that's the opportunity that you have. And like if you don't make it the first time, try again. Maybe even try contacting someone directly, seeing like why you didn't qualify, if you qualify for something else, like seeing if they
Mm-hmm.
have a connect for you for something else, because like this world is built on connections. And C is definitely an organization that helps you get connected and loves staying connected with their alumni.
Mm. I'm glad you said not only helps you get connected but stay connected. And
Mm-hmm.
how has your relationships with C been past you becoming an alumni? We clearly still check for you if we're calling you right now.
Yeah. So clearly it's still really good, or I wouldn't be here right now, right?
Right.
But no, like I keep in touch with Tugs uh every now and then, like sometimes just to check in. Like he's always looking to help me, like if I need to take another step in my career, if I'm looking for any more connects, if I have any questions,
Hmm.
if even if it's me looking for connections for somebody else, just like hit just reaching out to him, see if he like knows anybody or anything. So like that's like a relationship that I hold really dear. That there's besides the people I've had before going through this program, there's now another person I can look at and be like, he wants the best for me no matter
Hmm.
what, and he's willing to help me get connected and stay connected.
Hmm.
And I honestly shout out to Tugs for that. I know he's probably
Hmm.
watching.
Yeah, yeah.
But
He
yeah,
probably he definitely is watching. And
he's definitely
because we
watching.
have a motto. We have a motto that we say, "No man, woman, or child left behind." So
Mm-hmm.
even past our alumni graduating, we still check up on them. This is truly a relationship. This is truly a relate. We truly try to foster relationships that are long term and long going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're with you all the way, and we're honored and thankful that you're here, brother. And we just want to say, I know your story is a little bit different, and I kind of want to ask you, how did you break into the film industry?
Yeah, so when I graduated high school, I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do.
Like most of
Uh,
us.
yeah, right. But
Hmm.
like I had a feeling I wanted to get into like the creative field, but like I confided in one of my teachers. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this long term, but I really don't want to spend like thousands of dollars on tuition and then have to drop out, because that seems counterproductive for me. Because
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of money. I don't really want to take OSAP, and this is just my mentality. Like I don't want to
Hmm.
have to do this. And then she introduced me to the George Brown Continuing Education Program.
Yeah.
So she's like, you can look at this, you pay per course. There's 8 courses. If you complete all 8 courses, you get your basic graphic design certificate.
Mm-hmm.
You could take, I took like 2 courses per semester. I could work on the
Yeah.
days I wasn't in school, so I could, and it was only like a couple $100 per course. So it was, while you're
Mm-hmm.
working, it's basically like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I did that. I made it all the way through the course. I got my basic graphic design certificate, and like
Mm-hmm.
I liked the way I went through it because
Yeah.
I still have the option of going, well, at the point I graduated, I had the option of going back to school, like doing the whole thing, liking it after I finished, or I could do the advanced graphic design certificate, uh, or I could just, kind of do my own thing. And I really liked the freedom of it all. I wasn't in debt at all, and I was
Mm-hmm.
basically ready to just like go out there. And had at any point in time I felt like I didn't want to do design anymore, I could have
Yeah.
stopped. I wouldn't have been in debt, and either way, I would have picked up a cool skill that I could apply to something else that I may have wanted to do. So
Mm-hmm.
after I graduated, I was still kind of, in a bit of a limbo because I wasn't sure exactly. Well, I knew I still want to be creative. I just wasn't sure what field I want to be in. So that's where I started just working like different jobs and stuff. And for the obviously I need to get paid, so I'm just working, like waiting for my opportunity to do stuff. Like in the meantime, just doing things for myself or family or friends, like getting a portfolio, and then boom, the C program pops up, and my cousin talks me into it. I apply, super nervous because I'm not even sure my work is good enough. Like friends and
Mm-hmm.
family are probably going to tell you, yeah, your work is good, your work is good, but to
But
show it to,
it's your inner voice. Yeah.
exactly, to show it to strangers
Yeah.
now and seeing what they say about it and being all nervous, like, ooh, what are these guys going to say? Because interviews like this, I usually have no problem with. In an interview, I can talk about myself all day.
Mm-hmm.
I know myself, I'm confident in myself, but
Know
to like,
yourself. Yes.
yeah, to have someone look at your work,
Mm-hmm.
that's a bit different because like, what are they going to say? What kind of critique is going to come?
Hey
If they
man,
don't,
we're artists. We're artists, and we're
yeah,
sensitive about our work. You know.
definitely. And artists, as you know, can be the biggest critiques on themselves.
Yeah.
So even look at my portfolio, it's like, oh, is this good? But I applied. They looked at it. They liked it. Then we had a secondary interview at Spin, which again is nervous because it's like, wait, what? I have to go to this big company and show my portfolio? Oh my gosh! But
Mm-hmm.
even going there, it was cool. We talked, showed my portfolio, and then you know, once I got the call that I got it, I was like super excited and ready to work. And I think Tugs was the one who was calling me. He was like, "Yo, like, now that you got it, like, you're here. There's like no turning back. It's gonna be hard work from here. I just need to make sure you're dedicated." I was just like, I
That sounds
come
like Yao.
in,
I can imagine.
yeah,
I'll
right.
be like, yeah. Now that you're here, bro, you need to. No joke thing. Serious. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Congrats and
it.
everything on getting into the program, but no
Yeah,
joking. This is serious.
yeah, that's it. That's exactly how it went.
He's probably watching this laughing with his two children, his two beautiful children.
Yeah, funniest
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, so walk going into the C program, them
Yeah.
teaching us like self-worth and everything and getting us ready for the business side, and then starting the classes, uh being introduced to Nuke for the first time in those classes, learning about compositing for the first time. It was all, man, when I honestly think back about my road, where I started, that kid in high school who didn't know what to do, to now a junior compositor at
Hmm.
Spin VFX,
Woo!
some really cool ass shows.
Yeah.
Like Man, I don't even know. And it's been like what, a good year, maybe almost two, and like it seems like such a short time, but also seems like such a long time. And I'm just like grateful for my whole journey and how I did it. I wouldn't have changed anything for anything.
Hmm. Hmm. You know, man, wow, wow, wow. Honestly, hands off to
Thank
you,
you, thank
Isaiah.
you, thank
We
you.
still got a few more. We're only 20 minutes in. We'll try to go till about 30. Um,
Yeah,
are you good for time?
yeah, of course.
Okay. We've been able to cover a lot in the midst of 20 minutes, but I also want to ask you, what have you been able to do and what are you doing now? Like in terms of like you, like we said, so a bit of your journey is you were working a job that you were just working it purely for the paycheck. And actually, before we
Mhm.
even get into this, I want to ask you, like, how did you transition between I'm just working a job for the paycheck to I'm gonna try out this graphic design program to see like how was those waves of transition? Because it almost feels like it was destined to happen. Like when you speak about your
Yeah,
journey, it's almost like the universe or God was
yeah.
watching out for you and saying, "This is the journey that I want,
It,
that I've
it
carved out for
practically,
you." Yeah.
yeah, it definitely kind of is. You know, I for a bit there, I felt like I was just along for a ride. I was just seeing where everything took me. I was just going with the flow, you know, and staying calm. But I definitely, this is where I definitely have to give a shout out to Spin because they have done a great job
Mm-hmm.
from day one of making me just feel welcome in the
Mm-hmm.
space. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, my head compositor Eric, I think he did one of these interviews before. He was like
Yeah.
really easy to talk to. Everyone in the department's easy to talk to. Everyone's
Mm-hmm.
always encouraging us to like do like better. The whole studio space feels so comforting when you're working there. It's like
Mm-hmm.
everything's nice and open. You can like it's easy to ask people for help. Like everyone's so
Yeah.
easily approachable and like everyone's so
Yeah.
lax. Like there's so many times where people are just busting out jokes and just being goofy and everything. Like there's so many personalities in that space, but when it comes down to business, they're always about their business and they're always about helping you improve. So like I
Grow.
man, yeah, that's where I knew the difference between working at a regular job just for money and working at Spin was because from day one I felt so welcomed and so part of the team and they've been so dedicated to helping me improve as
Yeah.
an artist. And like they make it
Mm-hmm.
clear like for like the studio to do better, they want us to do better, right? So
Yeah.
they're always encouraging us to be on our A game because that's how the studio gonna improve. You know, that's how we're gonna get like bigger shows and be able to do bigger and better things. And like
Yeah.
honestly, I've been there for about a year, and I I'm pretty sure I'm already seeing a difference in my own workflow and just like the quality of the stuff the studio gets. Like we just finished
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy season 2, and the amount of work
Okay.
that went into that, oh man,
Yeah.
like every everybody was on their A game. I think at one point like the entire studio had to touch that show because oh man, the one scene, it's like the beginning episode 1 where, spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's the big battle scene and everything. And if you ever get a chance to see that raw footage and compare it to what it became, I mean, shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Spin, man. We did an amazing job with that. Like
Shout out to
I
Spin.
yeah, man. I definitely kept an eye on that from when it was just the raw footage to when it was the final thing, and I was just like, man, people are gonna be blown away by this stuff.
Word.
So,
Word.
yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, um, I guess I kind of want to ask you now, what have you been able to do since you
Oh, cut out.
man, people keep um Isaiah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
You can't see me anymore, can you though?
Nah.
Because people keep I should have put my phone on do not. Hold on, let me see. Okay, hold on. You know what? We're just gonna have to probably go about it like that. Um, hold on. Let me just try to fix this. We go through technical difficulties all the time.
All the time, trust me.
Yeah, I should have put my phone on do not disturb. Um, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Let me ask you this. What have you been able to accomplish since you graduated from C, and what are you doing
Mhm.
now?
So now I'm still working at Spin.
Okay.
Uh, just trying to improve. I'm also trying to I find working at Spin and like talking to like different people, I also get to like improve my own skill set whenever I go and just like do my graphic design stuff for fun because I kind of just do that for fun on the side right now.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing like an improvement in my workflow. I'm seeing an improvement in my art. I'm seeing like I'm definitely feeling more confident. So yeah, right now, still working at Spin. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
waiting to see what opportunity comes next. I really do enjoy working at Spin. Like, I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get bigger, better projects to so I can add that to my running
Repertoire.
list. Yep.
Here. Mm, okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, you seem like a blessed man, Isaiah. Do you come from a Christian family?
Yes. Yeah. My mom's very Christian.
Isaiah is definitely a biblical name, and you just seem
Yeah.
blessed because just the journey of everything that you've been through and how you found yourself to where you are today, it sounds like you're in a happy space and where everybody at sea is more than happy for you, and we're always here to support you in every way, in any possible way that we can. And
Thank you.
it's like we said, working a job just purely for the money. First of all, you're never gonna keep a job like that. You know what I mean? You get your first paycheck and you're already thinking about quitting. And it doesn't reflect well. It doesn't
Yeah.
reflect well on yourself. It doesn't reflect well on the company. So it's better to save on company's time. Like we shouldn't be working at environments that does not add to our spirit. But of course, we're living.
Oh, cut out again.
Sorry, Isaiah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I was saying we're living in such a capitalist society that it forces us to oftentimes work in environments that we don't like. But that's why when we do see opportunities that look like us, when we do see opportunities that feel like something we should be a part of, we should definitely jump on
Mm,
them with no
mm.
regrets and get all in. And I'm so
Oh yeah,
thankful that you did
definitely.
that when you got into C. But I guess my last question
Mm.
I kind of want to ask you is, how was it working alongside people who look like you?
You know, at first I didn't think it would be such a big deal, but it was really like I've been using the word comforting a lot, but it was really such a comforting experience. Like I didn't realize I wouldn't say out of place, but like when you look at filmmakers and stuff like that, sometimes that you don't really see you don't see people who look like you that can affect what you whether or not you want to be in that field. So
Yeah,
just being in a room full of black people who are all already like creative and like hearing like some of their backgrounds, like what some of them have been able to do, where some of them like see themselves going,
yeah,
like and like knowing they look like me is like I really can do this. Like this is definitely
hmm
something like people like me can aspire to do. And I'm hoping now with the position I'm in, like someone else can like see me or some of my other coworkers and be like, yeah, like we can do that too.
yeah. It's more than possible. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely seeing representation of yourself behind the camera and in front of the camera is important, so that
Mm-hmm.
every other black child sees that and knows like it's more than possible, and I can do it too. And I'm thankful that you're
Mm-hmm.
being the representation. I was talking last week, and just anybody watching, if you're wondering why my face is not being seen, the camera cut off for some reason. But as me and Isaiah spoke about in the beginning, we're just gonna roll with the punches no matter what technical difficulties we face. Um,
That.
but yeah, yeah. But we had a conversation with Neftali last week. Are you familiar with Neftali McKinley?
No.
well, he's someone fairly around the same field, and he was speaking about how he's just so used to being behind the camera and not in front of the camera speaking at all. But he said he values the importance that he needs to make it clear that, look, I'm black and I'm doing the behind the scenes so that
Yeah,
you know that you can do it too. So that's what
yeah,
gave him the courage to get out of his comfort zone. And I'm glad you seem to be very confident in public speaking. And
mhm.
I guess sometimes when you're to yourself, yeah, doubts and insecurities can come in, but you seem to have great people around you who, counsel you in wise decision, and Steve's got your back at all times.
Oh yeah, yeah. With the amount of support I have, I don't think I'm allowed to fail. Like if I ever
Let's
want to give
go.
up, probably tell me to like be quiet, get up, brush off, and get to it. Like I, I, and I like it. I like the fact that I feel like people will not let me fail because it
Yeah.
just makes me realize I have to work that much harder. You know?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little more technical difficulties, but we're just rolling through it.
Yep.
That's an incredible thing to say, to be able to say with the amount of encouragement I have around me, I'm not allowed to like that's powerful. And we're wishing that everybody has a type of circle around them. Because when you're circling around that level of motivation, there's not really room for failure. And really and truly to fail is a necessary step towards progress. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't even really believe in failure. We believe in life lessons. We believe fail forward. At least if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail to get back up, which then just makes your testimony so much more powerful. And
Yeah.
you have an incredible story. And before we conclude this session of C Chats Live, is there anything you want to tell the viewers? Anything you want to say to the people anyway?
Yeah. Honestly, to any artist looking for an opportunity, C's honestly a great place to start. If anything, just like get connected to everybody. And if nobody has told you before, like, hey, I believe in you. There's that.
Hey,
Now you have one person who besides yourself who
hey,
believes in you. So like just give it a shot, give it your best shot, and like honestly, you never know when your opportunity is gonna come. Just keep on trying, keep persevering, and you're gonna be able to accomplish something.
man, Isiah, you have light. Your life is blessed and your life is destined.
Thank you, thank you.
And I wish you an Thursday night. And thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And Steve's got your back for lifetime. You heard?
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
All right, brother. See you on the flip side.
All
Peace.
right.
Thank you to everybody who's been tuning in and who's been watching. And Isiah, we look forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future.
Of
Peace,
course.
everybody.